Good morning and happy February. It's actually, well, it's February for you now, but I'm filming this the day before so you can actually see this on February. I thought I would start off today just by showing you my workroom and letting you know what I'm up to. It's a bit of a complete disaster presently because if you follow me on Instagram, you will probably have seen that I've been KonMariing my fabric stash. And so these are all of the items that I have decided to de-stash, the things that no longer bring me joy. And I am now wrestling with the question of what to do with these things because charity shops are tricky. But my neighbor knows of a school with a fashion program that they say will use these things, so I think I'm going to... Anyway, this is kind of irrelevant. I have also, as of yesterday, started cutting the mock-up for the corset that I'm going to be working on for Lady Sherlock. So that's very, very exciting. This is just canvas. I did a paper mock-up. Again, if you're on my Instagram, you probably already saw. Yeah, so you will have to excuse the mess, but things are happening. Things are very much happening. Oh, and I've also finished the combinations. Look at them, they're over here. Wait, let's move closer. I've shoved everything into this corner of the room just so that I have some floor space, but look at her, she's done. And she fits nicely and she looks just wonderful. And I'm very, very, very excited to have her. Now I just want like 4 more pairs, which is not conducive because she took literally over a month to complete. So yeah, though as she is complete, I'm actually not scheduled to have the video for her up for another 2 weeks, partly because I've got some other videos that chronologically need to go up before I get the combinations video up. Also because I just printed off the voiceover script. It's 9 pages. Usually they're only about 4 or 5. This one's 9 pages. I have so much research for her. And of course so much footage. This is literally going to be the length of a feature film, just full of information. And of course that also means it's going to take probably about 3 or 4 solid days of editing. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a lot of work, but I'm really, really proud of this project and the research that I got to do and the discoveries that I made. So I'm really excited to be able to share it with the world. Yeah, it's just a matter of figuring out how I share it with the world. I have done the thing where I have upgraded to the Canon G7X, which I am very, very excited about. I love this. It looks like a little point and shoot camera, but the image quality is just so nice. And the audio quality in the camera is much better. It's obviously still not as good as an external mic, but I don't know if you noticed, but I've been having some issues in my video with the external mic that I currently use. Okay, now we've got the sun in my face. The external mic that I currently use doesn't like any sort of frequency, so it can't be near my phone, it can't be near my computer, it can't be near like Wi-Fi, which is fine because I can turn off my own Wi-Fi, but I can't necessarily turn off my neighbor's Wi-Fi. And I've got 1, 2, 3, you know, neighbors on all sides of me. So sometimes, of course, in my videos you hear this like terrible crackling static noise, which it's annoying to listen to in the video. It's really annoying to edit. So still working on the audio things, but I did try for my Lady Sherlock video just using the mic in the G7X for the little talking bit, and that was not very good quality. So it's very, very nice when I'm up close and you can hear me speaking very, very softly. But it's not so good for more long range. See, if I'm, you know, putting this camera on a tripod and standing back here, yeah, it's not gonna be very good. Those are just my technical updates of the month. I'm gonna sit down and actually talk about sewing though. All right. Okay, yeah, so you will probably hopefully have to excuse me for a little bit whilst I work out the audio things. We're working on things. That's why you lovely people exist, so that I can make these videos much, much, much better quality. Anyway, so things that I completed this month. I completed the combinations. That is the only thing that I completed this month. This was a project that I started around the 20th, 21st of December and intended to work on and finish by the end of 2018. That did not happen. Of course, you heard about this in my January updates video, in which I then proceeded to say that this will be done shortly, hopefully the next week. That did not happen. I finished it on the 28th of January. So obviously it took much, much, much longer than expected, but I am very, very, very happy with how they came out. It was a lot of hand sewing. It was a lot of unexpected hand sewing. Like, I did not expect to have a half insertion lace that I would have to double into a full insertion lace, and that of course took 3 or 4 or 5 days to figure out. I don't know if I mentioned this in my previous video, but all of this YouTube business has turned out like way more successfully than I thought it would ever be, and so I'm actually able to devote quite like most of my time to doing this, which is just so thrilling. Even at the point when I made this update video back in January, I fully expected in 2019 to be getting more freelance work and focusing less on the YouTube thing. I haven't been actively looking for any freelance work because I haven't needed to, which is really scary. I'm not sure how long this is going to continue. See, the trouble with YouTube is that nobody knows where it goes. It hasn't existed very long. Nobody knows how it works or where it goes in the future. So it's okay. I'm very well adapted to the freelance life, and I'm okay to just sit and do this for a little while, for however long it lasts, and then I'll go back to doing whatever I was doing. But yeah, for the next, at least foreseeable couple of months, it looks like I will be able to spend most of my time working on sewing projects, working on YouTube video things, editing, writing, researching, sewing. So I'm very, very excited, and hopefully this is something you will see in my upcoming videos, because as I've been filming, I've just been feeling so excited about the projects that I'm working on, because I've done so much research, because I've had the time, and because I have this research and this tremendous background knowledge of skills that I've read about that I really want to try out. I'm just so excited to get to make the videos, to try them out, and to share them with people. You know when you read about something and it's just sort of mind-blowing, you just want to shout it to the world? Well, that's me. Usually nobody cares when I discover, I don't know, the average waist measurement of ladies in the 19th century. I just want to scream it to the world, and nobody really cares except for you. So now I can actually do that. I can actually scream to the world all of this really interesting research that I'm finding that's blowing my mind. This is really cool. This is really cool. So as this is the thing that is now occupying the majority of my time, and you can probably hold me to this, I'm really hoping to get better at and stick to a weekly upload schedule. Obviously with the sewing projects, they take time, and so I cannot be producing a sewing video every week. I can be producing a sewing video every couple of weeks or every month, maybe twice a month. And in between that, I can be producing stuff that doesn't take necessarily so much time. So like the sketching video, that took an afternoon to film. Obviously, I'm not going to be sketching, you know, every other week, because I don't necessarily have a project to sketch every other week. And I'm not an art channel, but mixes of videos. So like vlogs, going to the fabric district, going to somewhere interesting of historical importance or dress history importance. I will tentatively be going back to London in April, May-ish to do some more work with Patterns of Fashion things, and obviously whilst I'm there I will be continuing the YouTube stuff. I will have to set myself a schedule, a couple of days that I will just be focusing on YouTube, and of course I will have lots of exciting things to do there. You know, lots of antique markets and historical places that I can go and visit, and fabulous colleagues who I have slowly been trying to recruit to come and talk about the things that they know much more about that I don't know a lot about. Yeah, that's going to be really exciting. I say all of these things about weekly upload schedules, but wait, you say, you have uploaded twice in January. You went 3 weeks without uploading a video. Yes, I know. If you can tell, I'm very new to all of this, and have never taken on a sponsorship before. If you saw my last video, you will notice that it was sponsored by the game June's Journey, which was super thrilling. It's a game that I've known about and that interests me, and so when they got in touch with me and asked if they could pay me to talk about their game on my video, I said, oh my god, yeah, that sounds like fun. Of course I said yes, and since I was starting the Lady Sherlock project, I thought, oh, well, it's perfect. It integrates very nicely with the content that I'm working on, because I absolutely do not want to ever take random sponsorships from products or brands that I will never use. It all fit nicely. I do get like now 3 or 4 requests per week from brands, but most of them are like contact lenses, and it's like, well, that's not relevant to either my life or the content. Anyway, so it was very exciting, and I was thrilled to be able to integrate that into my Lady Sherlock project, because, you know, like detectives and mysteries, it seemed to work out very nicely. I was initially going to integrate that sponsorship into a video of making the Deerstalker hat, but we agreed on a deadline of the 26th of January to have the video uploaded, so it had to be submitted to them by the 22nd so they could review it and all that. And this was around the 10th-ish, I think, and so naturally I thought, oh yeah, of course I can, you know, make a Deerstalker film and edit the video and have it done by then, and also finish the combinations by the end of January. Also, I had to get this corset started because this corset's going to have a deadline too, probably at the end of February/March. Yeah, of course I can do all of that in 2.5 weeks. I realized that was not wise, and so I decided to move the sponsorship shout out to happen in the video where I'm sketching Lady Sherlock. That is the first video in the series. It's the video that has to come first in order to announce the project. You folks already know, but you know, the general YouTube didn't yet know what I was up to, and so I thought, oh yeah, okay, I can have that done like in 3 days. So I got it done, I think around the 17th. I had it uploaded on the 17th, submitted, and it took them a week to review it. And then they said on the Monday, they said, it looks good. You can upload it on Friday. And I thought, oh my God, it's already been 2 weeks. It's gonna be now 3 weeks until I've now uploaded a video. And I can't upload anything meanwhile because I have the Garment District vlog that I did, but I'm shopping for the Lady Sherlock fabrics and I haven't yet announced the project. I have the combinations video, well, the combinations that I would finish and then edit the video, but again, I need to have announced the Lady Sherlock project before I upload that. So there was nothing I could upload that wasn't just like, you know, I'm gonna sit down in front of the camera and talk about something useless, and you can tell this is very hurried because I have to get content online. That's not what I want to do. I want to upload things of quality. So that was a little bit stressful. The good news is now I have an entire massive backlog of material that I can now stick to a weekly upload schedule for at least like until the middle/end of February. And now I'm actually now in quite a good position because I've got the Garment District vlog that's ready to go up. I've got the combinations which are finished. The script is written. All I have to do is edit the video, so that will be ready well before the week that it's supposed to go up. Meanwhile, I have already started on the corset project. I'm also doing another talking video on corsetry, the script for which is partly written, still involves a lot of research though. So all of the videos behind this backlog of videos that are close to being ready to go up are already in progress. So I think I have a very good system now where I'm working on the videos like 4 weeks out, so that I can actually put the level of detail and research and effort into the videos without having to feel like I'm rushing them. There will probably come a point where I work a little bit slower than the weeks of uploading, so there may come a time in later February or March where I have to miss a week just to get my backlogging back in track. Oh, and yeah, I've also got this KonMari video that's going to go up, which I've split into 2 parts because the last part, the sentimentals bit, I decided to go through all of my past projects and UFO projects and see what I could get rid of, and I decided that's actually video content in itself. So that will be split into 2 videos, and that's not time sensitive, although, I mean, to be fair, it's a trend and the trend will fade, and of course everyone's now going to upload their KonMari videos. It's funny because Morgan Donner and Marika of Enchanted Rose Costumes, who I'm actually very good friends with, we talk all the time on our little Instagram group chat. I adore them. We were all chatting and we all realized we had all posted stories on Instagram or Instagram posts within like a couple of hours of each other that we were KonMariing our sewing stashes. So we were all like doing the same thing at the same time. So sorry if you also watch those, ladies, and you're gonna be very tired of all this KonMari stuff, but yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Great costume minds think alike. I've also got this corset making video, which will be split into 2 parts. I'm doing the, I suppose this is, we're now diverging into February plans. So my plans for February is going to be a very corset focused month, I think. I've got this Lady Sherlock corset that's happening that's going to be split into 2 videos. So part 1 is going to be the pattern, the research, the mock-up process. Part 2 is going to be the actual physical making of the corset in its glorious, nice, beautiful silk. These videos, though they will be ready probably within the next couple of weeks, I'm going to sit on them probably for a little while because I think I mentioned this in last month's update. I'm going to release them strategically to align with the registration opening period for Foundations Revealed, just so that I can make people aware of Foundations Revealed, and if there's anybody that wants to sign up, they can go ahead and do so, because she doesn't open registration. It's not like an open thing where you can just sign up whenever you want. It's during periods, so that it's more of a community. All of the new people are coming in at once, and it's not like one new person comes in every couple of weeks and feels kind of lost and afraid. But there's a whole group of new people that all can get to know each other and acclimate to the community, which is really lovely. I have been just blown away by Foundations Revealed. I only intended really to be on for a month or 2 as I worked on this corset project. I think I'm gonna stay for a little bit because it's so useful. It's not only is it not only, I mean, I shouldn't be advertising this. It's not advertising yet. I will probably on the video. Yeah, no, she's not paying me to do this. I want to talk about it. But yeah, it's this whole like massive archive of articles written over the last 10 years of topics on costume making and corsetry. And they've also got these live calls, which are usually about 1.5 hours, 2 hours each, that they've been doing for about 1.5 years. So as I've been sitting here hand stitching all of this insertion lace, I've just been sitting and listening to these live calls, literally hours and hours and hours of literal experts on corsetry and costume making, talking about their process and answering questions from people and talking about padding and boning channels and shaping and all of this super useful stuff. So this corset that I'm making is now like, I owe so much to Foundations Revealed because there's so much that I just wouldn't have known, wouldn't have thought to know about. So many little techniques and tips to make the work neater and more historically appropriate, because I haven't looked at a whole lot of extant corsetry, but Luca, who is one of the mentors on Foundations Revealed and is also one of my colleagues at the School of Historical Dress, he's the literal expert on everything 19th century dress and especially 19th century corsetry. And so the fact that he's on there talking about extant corsets and techniques and his own experience in building things, it's just like, oh, it's mind-blowing. Anyway, so those are my sewing plans for February. I'm also working on a little research project. I thought spur of the moment one day I'll do one of those rant videos about like clickbait corset myths. I grew up in a corset, here's my opinion. And it was gonna be this whole like ranty fun video. And then I started doing research. And then I started doing more research. Now it's turned into a whole research project with statistics and sources, and I'm now going to the archives at the New York Public Library on next Monday. I'm scheduled to go to actually look at sources on some of the data that I'm analyzing. It's gotten like out of control. But so there's going to be a video talking about corset myths and my experience with growing up essentially in a corset, the effects of tight lacing and such, because I was effectively tight-laced for many years. So that is also going to be a video that will go up. That's unrelated to Foundations Revealed, so that will go up whenever I want it to, probably a little bit before, just so that I can get people prepped and hyped for the corset making adventures. That's also something to happen in February, and is something that I'm actually having a lot of fun with. I think I would really like to do some more of, I mean, depending on how this goes and how people like it, but I think I would really like to do some more of these like research video essay type things. I've already come up with another idea to do one about the theory of people were smaller back then, which I have a theory is incorrect, and I will explain to you why, and I will give you evidence. So that I'm also really excited about. But again, I keep coming up with these ideas of things that take so much time, like all of this research takes so much time, and then I have to write it all out into a script so that I can formulate the argument properly and arrange the evidence so that it makes sense. Yeah, so it's all stuff that I'm really excited about. So yeah, I have to just keep reminding myself that I've only been doing this for, I mean, I started the channel in April, but I've only really been seriously doing it, and especially at a tentatively weekly schedule, for about 4 months. Things will continue to grow and develop, and I will hopefully get my systems more in place. And hopefully, it is my goal this year, I know I keep saying this, but it is my goal this year to set up a proper workspace. So yeah, I think that is pretty much all that I'm up to, all that I was up to in January, and all that I'm going to be up to in February. Oh, I've submitted with Marika and Morgan Donner, the three of us, I suppose I can say this, I mean, I guess it's not really like common knowledge yet, but I'll tell you anyway. But the three of us have submitted a class for Costume College. We're all going, and we have submitted to teach a class on video, the world of video within the costume community, because we feel like there's so many bloggers, there's so many Instagrammers. There are not very many of us on video on YouTube, and so we thought we'd do a little panel class type thing just talking about costuming on video and how all of that works. So hopefully that will be approved. We won't find out until I think end of February, but if it's approved then it will be announced, and it will be really exciting. I'm like already having anxiety about it, but it's gonna be really exciting, and hopefully what we're planning to do is either find a way to live stream it or to film the whole thing. It's going to be about an hour and 15 minutes. So we're also hoping maybe to film it and then maybe split it up between the three of our channels so that people who aren't able to make it to Costume College can also come and join in with all of the excitement. So yeah, that's also something that's really excited, as if I weren't already excited enough about Costume College. But yeah, it's not official yet, so shh, don't say anything to the public world. Hopefully it will be approved, then we will be able to say things to people. Hopefully people show up. It would be very awkward if like 30 people came, but it's okay because like crowds are not my thing. So yeah, that's a little bit of exciting news that hopefully by the time I do this next month I will have an update on. That is all I have for you this month, all of the little updates and things. I'm off now to urgent care because I have received in the mail a disc of all of my x-rays, all of my x-ray history for my spine from my orthopedic surgeon. Unfortunately, you can only open them on a program that I don't have and that only runs on Windows, and I have a Mac. So I'm taking them to urgent care to see if maybe they can open the files and can give me the files in a way that I can actually open them, because I think, first of all, I want to see them just for my own personal curiosity. I found a source online from 1908 from a scientist who was experimenting with x-ray technology and screening women in and out of corsets just to see the effects on the body. Some of the images look a little bit suspicious to me. So I want to have my own corseted x-rays to compare with. I think that would be really fun and would be a nice addition to my little corsetry research project. Hopefully they don't charge me $100,000 to do this, because US healthcare, whilst I'm there, it's gonna be right near the garment district. I have to pick up some cotton batting so that I can make some padding for all of this corset endeavors, which of course is going to be very heavily central around padding. So figured I sort of need to get some batting in my life soon. And then I will come home and I will continue to work on my corset. So yeah, thank you once again for tuning in. And thank you, I mean, for being here, for making all of this possible. I'm just absolutely thrilled, and thrilled to be able to share what I get to learn with the world, because what's the point in getting to learn all of this stuff if you don't get to shout it to the world and get other people excited about all of this? I hope you have some nice sewing projects planned or are working on something nice, and I wish you all the best of luck with that. And meanwhile, I shall see you with probably some little text updates and exciting posts of discovery here on the Patreon, also on my Instagram page. And until then, I shall see you next month.